Okay, we got a video for unboxing. This is kind of a classic right here. Pay attention and maybe comment below because I don't know if I'll keep this, let it go. The idea is to keep it because I heard it a long time ago and I really liked it, but I moved along and I didn't know that there was a special version that came packaged like this. This is the Hiby RS or the R8 II. You can see the package is substantially different. And of course this is the follow-up to this. And I would argue that the cost of overall production of this is much greater than this. Not just the box, but let me go ahead and put that down there. And that is the Hiby over there next to the Energizer for the ceramic mem set. So you get a box like this. It says Hiby R8. It's a substantial box and you'll soon see why. Let's go ahead and open it up. I bought this off of a site called Hard Off, which is like Book Off. It's like a recycle shop in Japan, but it's if you were from the West and you went to it, it would seem like any other shop. It's clean. It's got everything. They sell all kinds of stuff. Some of their shops are focused on like manga and other stuff, and then they sell really everything, musical instruments, all kinds of stuff. I did a video there before. So move that box to the side a little bit. And then on the inside, we've got the foams on the side. I've already opened this up and charged it up, but I haven't loaded any music on. So it's got the cushions on the side. Put that to the side as well. So the presentation of the R8 II is basically just open the box and it's that right over there. And then this right here. I'm a really big fan of when you spend a lot of money, you get a lot of something. Hold on just a second. That went horribly wrong, didn't it? Holy crap. I'll clean that up later. This is the PMG APX SE. And I love the case that it comes in. It's a fantastic sounding set, but I like the case it comes with. Of all the DAPs that I probably ever bought, including the Can N30LE, which is probably my favorite of all time, which would be, this would be one of my favorites too, the Calyx M Audio. I still have this if you're wondering. I found an absolutely mint one in mint condition, and I bought it because I love the classics. I also keep the low two because it's got that Blackfin chip, and I don't know that the new ones actually have a Blackfin chip. And this iPod has a ACAM chip in it. It's a kind of rare one actually, so I keep that too. So I do collect some classics. So this is the Hiby R8. It comes with a beautiful case. You open it up and you have the serial number on the inside. This would be serial number 0210, so it's relatively early. I don't know if there was the first few hundred sets or something that came like this. Then if you pick this up, it comes out. It's a heavy boy. The buttons are, let me look on both sides. So we've got two SIM card trays, so you've got a potential for a lot of storage. I haven't checked the specs yet, but that's a nice touch. And then on the bottom you've got what is the same as the R8 II, which is basically balanced. I guess this is 3.5, this is line out, and then this is balanced line out, and then USB-C. And you've got the volume power right here. Color indicator, which would tell you what whether it's charging, like blinking red. An indicator for the bitrate playback, like if it's DSD, if it's 4048 or 44.1, 192, or different, like a lossless. Different stuff will indicate with different colors, and then I believe without using it that this is play pause and this is previous, and then this is next. So this is the device right here, and it is very nice. Let me put this. It's very, very slippery. Now this tray lifts out, and then underneath here we have, you can see it's basically mint condition. In Japan The strictness with the just like qualifiers, like what's wrong with it, is very, very strict. What you might consider something like a nothing, because you'd have to literally be holding it under a light and almost a microscope. In Japan, they consider, I bent this myself, and I took this out too because I had to. I'll talk about the charging of this device. So basically, you can put it in this configuration after you take the top tray out, and I could put the DAP inside here, and I could put 2 sets of my favorite IMs. I haven't opened this yet, but I believe this is like a coaxial cable. So I don't have the RCA or the charging cable, but it's a very thick, stout boy like this one, and it's charging. So this also comes in. So I could keep the charging cable, which is not this one, and then I could put my favorite IMs right here, and then I could carry it like this. I just love this. This is the kind of stuff that makes me feel like I'm paying for the whole package. Like I expect that this, I expect this is going to be nice. It's expensive. It has lots of, or it has good equipment in it. Let's take a look at it. I managed to find this on Hiby. AK-4497-2. I'm very familiar with that at the time. I liked it a lot. 10,000 mAh battery. It's pretty large. Custom OP02 amps. Snapdragon 660 MQA. Yeah. DSD. Update Hiby OS. There were several firmwares that this was updating to, so this is going to, I think I'm on 1.9, maybe. I don't know if I definitely got to 1.8. Let me take this off. This person that owned this before probably had a different cover, because there's accessories in here maybe as well. Maybe covers for the screen, which I would probably be advised to use. If you've got one of these, you're probably happy to see this getting some, it's in brilliant condition. And compared to the R8 II, I get confused because the R8 II is a RS8 as well. It's a little bit different as far as the height and the, so this one is wider, this one is just a little bit taller. I've had some issues with this set that have almost required me to send it back. Intermittently, I'm having issues with connecting this to the Canon C9 II or really anything, and then if I do a hard reset, it'll go back to working fine. I love the color of this. I think this is fantastic, but it's an absolute most magnet fingerprint magnet that of any DAP I've ever touched, which is a shame, because maybe if this was done in like a matte spray, like a powder coat, that wouldn't be an issue at all. Then you'd get this on the back. So they were so close to being epic. I would much prefer something like this. And then why don't you use the case for this? Because the case is absolutely nasty looking. It completely takes away the look of the whole thing. It covers the side with rubber, and then the back is, it's really not nice. So this is the R8. I'm going to pop this open so that I can, oh, well, I did that live. That's an easy fix. Okay. And no, I won't edit that out. That really happened. But again, yeah, I'm not making excuses for companies. That's the rule on this channel. That just ripped right in front of y'all. I'm okay with that, but I'm sure a lot of people would absolutely snap and blow fuses. Let me get this cleaned up a little before I put the cover on it. You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna have to glue this, and then I'm gonna put that together. This is a minor issue. I'd much prefer this happen here than there'd be some cosmetic issue with this right here. So I could take my PMG APXSE. So how you guys doing? Taking a little bit extra long time. I'm getting back into DAPs, and I want to have my feet securely planted on what's going on right now. I just got the Onyx, which is like a sub-brand or the premium brand or otherwise of the Shanling. And you can see how thin it is. And it's really, really cool. I like it a lot. And then I've got the original R8. God, that confused me. The RS8 is just a extremely confusing thing for me. So I could put this in here, I suppose. And then it's got the Velcro in there, so I could easily put that in there. Put that with the cover once I fix it because of the glue. And then I would put, of course, the charger because this thing needs to be charged. Now let me talk about the charger before we break out. I used another one that I've used really on every single DAP that I've had for years, and I got to like 60% charge, and it got to 63, and then it just completely stopped. And then it went to 62, and I was just watching it, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? Are there any covers for this left? I got the oh, I do. Thank you. Well, that's got both sides, so I guess. Yeah, we'll see. I might actually have a cover for that. Okay, I'll put that over there. There is the extraction tool. The storage for this is what? I don't really know. Some of you are like, man, I saw this years ago. Like I said, like the PMG APXSE. This is how you present a top-of-the-line flagship. This is like default. There really shouldn't be any other ways to do it. Or other. You're asking for a lot of money. In a lot of cases, you're being very vague with the drivers within. I'm talking to about a lot of companies out there. I expect the presentation stuff to be really nice and premium. This fits that bill. And it's interesting that this is the follow-up to that. And it's really just in a box that is the same type of enclosure that comes on this R6 or all of the other Hiby DAPs. For some reason, in this, do you remember why there was a certain number that were released with these cases and they didn't continue it? This is definitely more expensive. I've done 25 collabs. This is a lot. This is money, added costs to just like putting it in a box. How many of these were made? Why did they walk away from it? Why not keep like an elite brand? Yeah, I'm gonna be fixing that like right. That's triggering my OCD tremendously right now. So Hiby, Joe Blogs, you've been super patient. I've been trying to, there's things about this. I'll bring it up in the video, the fact that it's been kind of wonky, but you offered to like take it back. So that it's not really an issue. It's just part of what's taken so long, and also I've kind of found little tricks to get around it, but it's a slightly, mine is a wonky device, but I'm sure I could get it taken back. This R8 was also said to have battery issues. Oh, I said that I only got up to 63 and then 62, and then I switched to the cable that comes with the DAP. Duh. And I got all the way up to 97 and remembered that somebody said online you ought to wait till it gets down to 10 and not charge over 90 to keep this, or in general, battery living for a longer time. Joe Blogs, if you watch this, can you still change the battery in the R8? Because I listened to it last night, and yeah, I'm probably going to keep this for a while, but I'm not really sure. I absolutely love the case. This is how you present premium gears. This is better than something like the I'm trying to think of a DAP that was presented well. The K&N 30 came in a big cardboard box. The Lotus come in cardboard boxes. The Asso and Kearns come in cardboard boxes. A briefcase type setup for a DAP. Who does that? let me know, because I'm here for all of it. When most of it is down to placebo bias and who had a great steak dinner at a New York Can Jam and is now profusely pledging their undying allegiance, not directly but clearly by their words, for a company. Like, what companies still do this? Like, charge you a lot of money but present it to you like something that is worth a lot of money, as opposed to just putting it in the same box as the regular version. That's been way too long. So the R8 II is clearly, they're saving a lot of money here, and my set is wonky, but I got it for free so far, sent from Hiby, and I will do a video for it. And then this, now that I'm looking at this looks like it was doomed to fail, doesn't it? I don't know what happened there. Maybe a magnet would have been a better idea. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Let you guys go. So I own the Hiby R8. I paid for this. I got it for about $1,000. About 900 US if we convert yen to dollars. With the full presentation. So I'm kind of happy about that. The Valhalla's arriving today. I got a lot of stuff actually coming up. Also, some woman keeps sending me mail about the Q-Style. I will do a video for this, so don't worry about it. There's a lot of stuff going on. And oh, if you've won something and hasn't been sent out, I've been going through, it's called norovirus, or norovirus, which makes you sit in the bathroom, and I won't get into detail and be graphic, but you know, and then it's like your butt is it's like turning on a hose, literally, and then turn it off. That's how much water is leaving your body. It's very dehydrating. And then on top of that, 5 minutes later, you're sitting on the floor of the same bathroom, and you're totally, it's coming out of your mouth. You're vomiting like a hose. So all that water coming out of your body, and then a couple days later, the whole thing hits you. It's pretty crazy. Never got it until my son was born. Love him to death, but oh my God. Immunity buildup, I did that as a kid. So you think that's when you do it. When you become a parent, you go through it all over again because there's a whole different wave of stuff. It's kind of crazy. So you'll get your stuff. Everybody always does. Come on, even the guy that didn't get his thing a long time ago. And bro, you sent a message to my wife to say, just a reminder, and she sent you a tracking, and I don't know if you replied to her, but you did say you're going out on business. So just a reminder to everybody, if you got the energy to send a mail and say, hey, how's my thing doing, and has it been sent? When it is sent to you and you get the tracking, show some courtesy and send back and say, thank you so much, appreciate it. I'm not even like saying kiss my wife's butt. You'd be blessed if you could do that, by the way, because she's absolutely gorgeous. But you know, the courtesy that you show when you're getting your thing, continue it to the very end. Now, saying that, there's a lot of people that are absolutely fantastic. It makes me feel like people talk about humanity and stuff and how there's still humanity out there. There's a lot of people that are, they won something and then there was mails exchanged, and to this day later on they come back and are like, yeah, I hope you and your wife have a happy new year, and I saw that your son's kind of sick. Oh, but so that sometimes these giveaways are sometimes the beginning of a kind of an online relationship that's very nice and healthy, where people are saying, because they know that I got something and I actually did send it to them and I did pay for the shipping, and all they did was comment, but that's all I asked for and they got it. And so that, you know, if you do A, I'll give you B. That all happened just as I explained it. And that was enough for them to say, this dude's, I'll rock with him. And then when they see things, they say, you know, I hope your son's okay. Like, and they weren't around before, but they're there now. And they don't have to be, because there's people that don't even say thank you after they get tracking or they receive it. But there's a lot of you that do, and I wanted to say thank you and I appreciate it. And this is one of the weirder unboxing, isn't it? But in itself, I'm talking about something that's like 4 years old as a DAP. And why are we here? Because the newer version is kind of wonky and the presentation is so down compared to this one. Now let's ignore this for just a moment. And all of that stuff that just fell down when I picked up that. So see this case and this case? I dig that a lot. Branded drivers, branded good. I'm so sorry. What are we doing here with this? This is a DAP, right? I want you to pay attention about my warpath about drivers in... Oh, here's another thing. Somebody was talking about the Hades. Remember the Hades? There was a lot of reviewers that was slamming on that because, oh, this mid-bass and these drivers. And then there's the XE6 by Fear Audio, and it's got like the same amount of bass, but then they're talking about, well, clearly the drivers are different. Well, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about driver quality and how can you be sure what is what. Let's take a look at this R8, and this is years ago. What kind of DACs does it have in it? It's got two AK4497. What about the op amps? Custom OP02. Well, I don't know what custom means, but we got the basic of what it is. It's like saying custom Knowles. Snapdragon 660. Then we've got a diagram of its layout. And then we've got the board. We got the board right in front of you. Tantalum caps, Elna Silmic 4 capacitors. You're getting every possible thing you can get because this is how you differentiate yourself from your competition. The stuff that you use and then that you femtosecond precision. Look at this. Can you imagine this in IEMs all the time automatically? Look at all this information. These aren't even benchmarks really. They're not even comparing themselves with anybody else. It's just a DAP. But you as a shopper expect this stuff. If this part up here said DAC custom, you'd be gone. You'd be right out the fucking door. Buffer, Muse, or a custom. Let's switch that with a custom. Low pass filter, custom. I'll call that DAC custom. Let's do that and see how popular stuff is. You guys, there's some crazy people out there. And by the end of 2025, you're going to be very quiet because this doesn't. And I'm telling some big channels out there, if you're going to get into this, you better do all the research because the reason for computers and for DAPs, for God's sakes, and for everybody to do this is because disclosure gives the customer the ability to compare items at their leisure as opposed to your 15-minute to 10-minute video, and this is like 30 minutes. They can do that, consume your opinion, and then go wisely shop like they would a car, a refrigerator, an air conditioner, any electronic goods in their life. So pushing and pumping a set of IEMs that doesn't have branded drivers. Somebody came in my comment section and said, I don't really care, just as long as it sounds good. Good for you, bro. I recognize your avatar. I'm not surprised. You do stuff for Hi-Fi Go. Not surprised at what you said at all. If you do that for yourself, then that's fine. If you are pushing that and not disclosing that to people and making recs like you should spend your money on this item, shame on you, because that's ridiculous. That's the same as not believing in frequency response graphs flat out, full stop, and not saying that to people. Like Zeos has said, I don't really put much stock into, and he clearly doesn't based on some of his recs, on frequency response graphs. That's an important little point right there. So if you really don't think that all of this information has really any value and it's just the sound that's important to you, that's fine, that's cool. Make sure you disclose that when you tell people to or not to use their own money. God, this is like 180 minutes, isn't it? But I'm going to post it anyway, and I'm out.